We'll go live without the introduction and all the other thing, me stuff, asshole, only world thing, older brother, give me money, blah blah blah. Anonymous writes, "Hey Cappy, it's long. I know. I'm sorry. Charge me what you need to. I just need to know whether or not my thinking is reasonable. There are some confidential sections in this, so please be aware. I'll try my best, but look, guys, here's a real simple idea. If you don't want it to be mentioned, don't write it down. Just give me the basics. You can say, my name is Bob Bobberson, and I'm from the city of Bob in the state of Bobberrealville. And then I won't know who you are. And then we don't have to worry about your wife finding out that you're cheating on her with a hooer. A brief description. My sister is a single mother. She's irresponsible, myopic, and has no critical thinking skills. She must be hot then. I'm being serious. She must be hot. You cannot get to that level without, you can't get to that level of delusion without being hot. No critical, is only ever capable of learning things the hard way, though not excessively so. She's a Democrat, liberal, woke, education major. Parasite, think diet leftist. She checks all the boxes, but doesn't really act on it and isn't obnoxious. Non-activist, just stupidly idealistic. Well, that's most girls. I'm sorry, girls, you are. Most of you today, I have to tell me. Have you thought how we're going to pay for that? Why are you so mean? It's like, I'm trying to ask a real feasible question. We cannot help the children's if we don't feasibly can do it. But when did practicality or reality ever get them? But the guy over there said something I like to hear because he wants to have access to my poontang. So I'm going to listen to him and society will go down the toilet because he told me what I wanted to hear because of my poontang. And that's how Western society collapsed. Serious. That's how that literally is. I got the vajayjay. I'll tell you whatever you want to hear, even though it's wrong. Though misguided, she's always been a sister first with me. We agree to disagree and mostly get along. She's family. However, the issue is my 6-year-old nephew. She's a terrible mother. It's almost as if she's raising him from the ground up for prison. Basically, he can do whatever he wants and he'll get an explanation of why it's wrong, 3 warnings, and a light punishment he can cry his way out of. She's very consistent. All right. Keep this paragraph confidential. Then don't tell me it. Don't write it. She has no expectations for... I've moved on to the other paragraph, by the way. She has no expectations for him. In her eyes, the bare minimum is applause worthy, and she never pushes him to apply himself. I've seen him do some amazing things when it was just me and him, but she's raising him to be a participation trophy kid. Guys, too bad. I guess 2 lives wasted, huh? Huh? Now, how are you going to react to that? It's over. They're done. I'll answer your question right now. It's done. That kid is effed. That kid is screwed. You know how many young kids I try to help out? And you know who would hurt me? I'm like, go, what do? You are the chosen one. That kind of thing. It only hurts you. This is the way it's going to go. The question is whether you're going to belabor yourself with that or feel bad about it. Your sister is not worthless. She's worse than worthless because she's going to bring a child up that will be tortured for the rest of us. She is vile and evil and lazy and disgusting. Your nephew is not going to become a normal, functional human being, and you will have to give up on your nephew even then. I look at my nieces. Lucifer and Geronimo. You know what's it's like, okay, it was fun. I've kind of like cemented that's the end there. Because when I go over there, they're on their effing laptops or tablets or whatever watching. It's like, hey, I'm Uncle Aaron. I'm like the funnest uncle ever. So Uncle Brian has weapons grade material. He's got like a farm and kittens and puppies. I can't compete against Uncle Brian. I'm like, hey, but like I take you out for ice cream and things and adventure. Let's go. Nope, they're on their effing phones. And you know what? tablets. You gotta realize and acknowledge and admit it was fun while it lasted. Kid was 6 years old. That's about the time they really start to leave anyway. Maybe more like 8 or 9 or 10. But I'm sorry, man. It's just the way that one went. You get to watch pain and suffering. And I wouldn't even watch the pain and suffering. I'd be like, well, bad things happen to good people all the time. That kid's going to be screwed up. He also is from a horrifically bad background. The paragraph you didn't want me to mention says some very bad things. Not you. It's just kid doesn't stand. Okay, look, the kid is screwed. Okay, it's over. Give up. Triage. You know, what was it? Was it Saving Private Ryan? Yeah, Priority. Yeah. Bah. He's gone. This kid's gone. It's sad. Bad things happen to good kids, innocent kids, which in a very Nicholas Wolfwood type of way, I actually do give a shit about the kids. But apparently nobody else is on my team right now. So because careers are so more important and your worthless fucking piece of shit of a sister doesn't want to actually be a mom. No expectations of him in her eyes. Bare minimum is applause worthy, and she never pushes him to apply himself. See him do some amazing things when it was just me and him, but she's raising him to be a participation trophy kid. I've explained to her that rewarding trying the bare minimum of success and doing something amazing equally disincentivizes growth. She doesn't listen. She chooses not to listen. She is a lazy fuck. She is the despicable human being. She loves her laziness more than she loves her own goddamn kid. She doesn't want to put the work into being a mom and disciplining the child. You have to understand what a piece of fucking shit your sister is. She is all about herself. She is not about her child. So, and morally, you should have not morally, logically, you should have a moral disgust with your sister. So you should be able to walk away with your sister, no guilt. The nephew is a different problem because the nephew is innocent. Still going to have to walk away from him because he's going to grow up warped. He'll not be a good kid. This is what welfare does. This is just like generations and generations of worthless people who just like are fucked up. And your kid your nephew, you did start off as all children do, innocent, but inevitably, because of the warped upbringing, that child is going to be a bad person, generally speaking. There's a chance he might have some epiphany. I had an epiphany when I was in the 5th grade. I'm like, I'm done with this. I'm not doing this crap. I want to be good. Made a choice. Stuck with it 50.02% of the time. But you are only punishing yourself, giving a shit about this. Sorry, that's how it is. I had to walk away from several kids that I actually gave a shit about, and now I won't look, dude. It's not like good, done. No, you still feel bad when you look at the kids and they're suffering. You're like, look, kid, I tried to, like, for 10 years, I tried to help you out. What? So that never goes away. That's the problem. Because you're human, you're moral, you actually care. And so, yeah, there's, and it sucks. But I've learned to walk away and like, okay, do your thing. Have fun. So you're going to have to walk away from your nephew. Or not walk away. I mean, obviously support him, be a good uncle, but don't be personally vested in it. I know it's not my nephew who is at fault, and I know he's not inherently bad. I used to take him out weekly, just me and him, and he was a very well-behaved kid. Yeah, because there was a dad around. There was a father who beat the shit out of him. I had strict boundaries, and every time he tested them, he'd sit down for 5 minutes. Every time he was good or accomplished something exceptional, he'd get a reward and praise. I no, you can't. No, it's like, hey, sometimes I'm not going to reward you for acting like a functioning adult, because that's what you should do. I'm an adult. Do I get a prize? Hey, are you a millennial? Oh, look at you. Oh, you think everything should be rewarded. However, even then, the second he returned to his mother, he became an insufferable brat. Right, because he knows. I don't care if he's 6, he knows. Your sister is worthless, a worthless, despicable woman. And he knows it. I mean, I know a 6-year-old child is very young, but that brain is, you think about the human brain, it's pretty freaking amazing. It knows exactly what it's doing intuitively. He's not having this Socratic, philosophical Marcus Aurelius, well, should I really screw my mom over by acting like a petulant little child? No, he just intuitively knows it. And your sister can't even go over the basic human instincts of having a 6-year-old run the roost. Then COVID hit, and the weekly outing stopped, and he's become insufferable since. I tried taking him back out again once things open up, but I can't get him to behave at all anymore. You don't want me to mention that. He now has a hitting problem that she refuses to correct. And every time I tell him to knock it off, she gets on me about how she was just about to discipline him and not usurp her authority when she's present. I'm sure when he's giving her black eyes at 13, she'll swear it's not her fault. Walk away. Got news for you guys. Bad news. Bad news bears. Sometimes bad things happen. And it ain't our fault. And we got to deal with it. About the only thing you could do right now is grab your sister by the throat and say, listen, you fucking worthless piece of shit. If you don't raise that kid right, don't grab her by the throat. That's wrong. That would be in Minecraft world. You do have to threaten her with the absence of your personal relationship with her, saying you have a come to Jesus meeting. You give him one shot. You're going to start raising this kid right, but it's 6, so it's almost too late. He is going to grow up maligned. He is going to grow up skewed, impaired. From 0 to 5, that's all you got. Glorious Carl, 0 to 5, that's all you got. You either get that kid up and running by 5 or not. She has not. This kid is going to be impaired a little bit. He will be handicapped, right? About the only thing you can do right now is to threaten the removal of your relationship from your sister, saying you're either going to start, because she knows, deep down inside she knows, and this is where you get to be tough guy, all right? You either fucking raise that kid up right, or I'm fucking leaving you, I'm not fucking helping you out, and get the fuck away from me, you're dead to me. That's the only thing. For the sake of the kid, your sister's worthless. She's a worthless piece of shit douchebag. Again, this stapler is more interesting and might as well have more sentience and a right to life or UBI than your sister. All right, but for the sake of the kid, you got one intervention shot. And then, this is very important for you, once you give that intervention shot, and you hold it up like, I'm not hanging out with you anymore, get the fuck out of here, it's over. It's done. You don't hang out with your sister. You don't hang out with your nephew. Shit. It's a legal risk now. What if that kid decide, oh yeah, Uncle Bob, his name isn't Bob, Uncle Bob diddled me. That's a sad reality you got to face now, man. Because I know you didn't diddle your nephew. You never would. I get that. This kid's growing up to learn how to manipulate people. He's going to be a fucking psychopath. Sorry, 6-year-old psychopath. You want him, and now he's misbehaving and all that other stuff. What should I do? Leave. Make your statement. Get the bit. Put the boop. Put I wouldn't even hang out with the kid no more. I'm sorry. A hitting problem? look, let me explain something to you, dude. You think I'm being extreme. If you don't correct this kid, there's always someone bigger and stronger and faster than you, right? This kid, if he's like starting to punch people, he's not even, like 13. He's going to be, I don't know, should be somewhat able to cause harm. There's going to be somebody he punches when he's 20 years old, and that guy's going to punch back, and he'll fucking have his head, knocked out and hit the thing. He's dead. But I hate to say this. This child is not even an entity to me. I was like, oh, he's dead. Nah, all right. Because he's already dead in my mind. This child is, if anything, it would be merciful if the child ended. I hate to sound so dark and macabre, but what does this life have? Single mom won't raise him right, won't even prepare him for the real world. What's going to happen when this kid goes out into the real world? What, you want to attach yourself to your boat to this thing? I've expressed concern for her lack of boundaries and lacks discipline and consequences they may bring since the beginning, but she ignores me. I've brought up that she should have some expectations for her son, who is smart and athletic, but she ignores me. We fought over this. You don't fight. Let me explain something to siblings. You tell them what the fuck it is, and you threaten them. There's none of this negotiation. As a matter of fact, that goes beyond siblings. Like, here's the fucking rule. You don't like it, fuck off. And the nuclear option here is your removal from your relationship with her. And I think it's worth it for the kid because the kid's innocent. You're either going to raise that kid or don't ever fucking talk to me again. Well, you do what you want. Final straw came recently. She knows I'm red pill, and I've expressed that when he's older, he needs to a talking to about reality of dating. Emphasis on when he's older. Well, yeah, he's a little 6-year-old kid. Look, he's already tortured enough. You don't need to confuse him. I'm sure the teachers are all telling him, like, you might be pansexual. I've not said a thing around him, but just recently he expressed some misogynistic ideas. Juvenile stuff like boys are better than girls. Yeah, come on, is that like, he's 6, it's like He-Man Woman Haters Club. I mean, the girls are icky and gross and boys are icky and gross. I don't know if that's bad. Stuff all kids say once they realize they are different genders. She immediately distrusted me, and without a word to me about the issue, she cut off almost all access to him. I found out why secondhand. This grave betrayal of my trust, and I'm a lot less likely to get involved with him at all now that I know my access to him may be taken away at her whims. This kid has no idea what boundaries or consequences are, and now that school has started up. He's having difficulties socializing with other kids for some reason beyond my sister's understanding. Right. Honestly, it tears me apart watching her raise him from the ground up to fail and suffer. Well, single moms are just heroes. Didn't you know, dude? Single mom. How dare you besmirch single mothers? Watch him bear the consequences of her myopathy and negligence. And am I being premature? Am I being overly pessimistic? Am I being rational? Should I minimize my involvement with him to spare myself the pain of this hopeless situation? Yes. Sorry, man. Not your time. Not your battle. Not your fight. Read some Marcus Aurelius. Like, what do you do and do not control? You don't control this. This is a train wreck. Your sister, for whatever reason, fornicated with the wrong guy and is a worthless piece of shit, degenerate douchebag. Now, that momentum of a train wreck is moving down the train tracks at 100 miles an hour. And you think you, with your little 80-kilogram ass, is going to stop that train? All that's going to happen is you're going to get fucked up. That's it. You're going to get hurt. This train wreck is going to happen. The best thing you can do is maybe stand aside, let it happen. And when the kid is like, I'm sorry, the kid's probably going to end up in jail. Kid might end up dead. Not your fault, not your problem, not your concern. But if he, by some miracle, wakes up and like kind of is looking at, then you come in as Uncle Savior. You save the kid. Like, all right, your mom was a cheating whore. But she wasn't cheating, she's just a whore. She's a worthless piece of shit, degenerate douchebag. Would you like the pussy and the tits? Okay, let me tell you something here, kid. Maybe when he's like 24, 25, maybe he joins the military. Maybe something. I mean, you can nudge him into the military, maybe, and the drill sergeant would take care of this. Or maybe not. I don't know. Military sounded kind of like a bunch of pussies anyway nowadays. Are you saying you could beat most Army guys? Not most, but at least half. Yeah. Yeah, I think it could. Because if we're helping people with pull-ups and push-ups, I think maybe I could. Yeah, actually. You're millennials and Gen Z are so like, suck a bag of dicks. Watch, we'll get a bunch of flack. I'm in special. I'm like, I'm not saying special forces. Yeah, I'm not taking on a ranger. Ranger kick my ass. But the affirmative action hire, like, oh, just come on in. Like, yeah, I probably could outrun you. Probably could. 46-year-old ass. I can't help him. She'll never let me. My sister is far too stubborn, hence why she's always had to learn things the hard way. Boo-da-boo, boo-da-boo. Yeah, man. Let it go. Maybe have a conversation with your nephew. He's like 6, so maybe like he's 10. Say, listen, kid, your mom's fucking up. I mean, you could be perfectly honest. And you're going to grow up fucked up. Be perfectly honest with him. And if you don't figure this shit out pretty soon, you're going to end up in jail or dead. Now, when you're done with your mother's ownership of you, which ends at 18, come talk to me and I'll set you straight. And that's about all you can do. It's about it. So there you go. Ron Suarez, $5. You saved me from a business degrees. Now I'm thinking about joining the trades. Good, Ron. Yeah. No, just take your time though, man. There's no rush. No rush. Plenty of training and education. So figure it out first. Maybe try a little bit your hand at, carpentry or whatever it is. You don't need you go on YouTube and teach yourself how to plumb. That's how I did some plumbing of mine with the hot wax on the copper piping. I did it all myself. So figure that out first before you go and spend a lot of money or time. Super Slavansky. HRK? What the hell is an HRK? God damn it. HRK to US dollars. What is an HRK? Is that Hong Kong? Croatian kuna. 16 cents. What did I make? What did I make? 16? Oh, that's okay. Hang on. Let's do 15 times 25 times 0.16. Is that $10? $4. All right. Thank you. Reconsider the Smith & Wesson retirement because your life doesn't belong to you. Remember the Bible. It's better to suffer last few months here than eternity in hell. If you assume you're going to hell and if you assume there's an afterlife and you're going to hell. Well, yeah, if that was the case, yeah, then postpone it as long as possible. I'd like to think that I generally did good and I might look, I'm not asking to be at the right hand of God. Okay, but if I could be like the janitor or the sewer cleaner of heaven, I think that's where I'd probably, and there's pretty cool people there too. Although the people in hell are also interesting. Ryan Bark, $10. Thanks for the wisdom and entertainment. No problem, Ryan. Thank you for the 10 generous dollars. And that's it. All right. See you guys later. Toodles.